Brawl's a game I've had, you know, even though we played it, because we got it in 2011, and we only had it up until Smash 4 came out, which, you know, I'll talk about Smash for a little bit, but, I remember getting Brawl, you know, we only had it for about 3 years until Smash 4 came out, you know, in 2014. But, I mean, you would have sworn we hadn't played that game since 2008 or 7, whenever it first came out. You could have sworn, because we played that game like a drug. Like, whether it was fighting each other or whether it was fighting other CPUs, we were playing that game all the time. And no, it's not just for the subspace emissary like everybody likes to assume. It was because of, believe it or not, the custom stage creator. Because, I mean, as long as you had like a decently sized SD card, you could make like a crap ton of levels. Like, we're talking a lot of levels. Like, all in all, I would say about 50 or 60 levels in total over the course of those 3 years. Like, we were pretty much always making levels. Heck, probably even more than that, because we were playing Brawl on 2 different systems. I know it gets a bit weird. We had it on 2 different Wiis, and we also made other stages on that one, so probably even more than that, because, I mean, we made a lot of custom stages on it. And so, like, even though, you know, like, it kept Brawl from becoming stale, because as long as we had at least a little bit of creativity, we could just keep making levels and just keep making them over and over again. Always had a new environment to fight in. And that just never got old to us. And honestly, if I had, I don't have Brawl anymore, but if I still had Super Smash Bros. Brawl now, guaranteed I would probably be still making stages on that. I would actually, now I want to play some Brawl actually, but you know, just to do that, because I mean, it really was some good times. Now, there's a Subspace Emissary, which I will say is, you know, of course, the custom stage creator is not going to win over everybody, of course, but the Subspace Emissary, I would say, is probably what you probably should get Brawl for the most, because I mean, the issue with Brawl is the fact that, as everybody's mentioned a million times, it has severe balancing issues out of the wazoo, and tripping, which, yeah, that kind of ruins competition, any serious competition, because RNG, because of uncontrollable RNG, that you can't even turn off the tripping. I thought that was like the most idiotic thing. I'm like, why can't I turn, like, it's just a random inconvenience, and it just completely ruins any combo you're shooting for. It's just like, ha, you tripped, and I mean, I can understand why people don't like Brawl for that. Really, for that one reason, because tripping just completely ruins the competitive scene that any potential competition that Brawl could have had.
I never knew you can trip people.
Now, you can't trip people, but you just randomly trip on your own. Like, you're just running, and then, like, maybe try to make a turn, just like, whoops, and then just trip and fall.
That's funny. I never knew that.
Wow. Yeah, or maybe if you take off in a sudden sprint, your character trips, you know, like, it was just random, and I can understand why people did not like Brawl for that. Like, I'm pretty sure now that I point that out, if you go back and play Brawl, you'll realize that, yeah, they do.
Why so serious? Like, that's just a goofy thing, you know? Who cares, right?
No, I mean, it's for people who, like, because the first game and Melee had a pretty strong competitive scene. You know, what I want to say, in Unaffected, there were no external sources affecting the gameplay. It's like Random Chris in Team Fortress 2. There's no skill behind that. And somebody's getting screwed over in the process. We will talk about TF2 in a little bit, of course. But just think of it that way. It's just kind of like, it's just a random inconvenience. In this case, it's on the inputter's part, because it's just frustrating. Because I mean, just think about it. You're playing Brawl in a serious level, right? And you know, you're playing Captain Falcon. You're knee of justicing them, you know, and you're doing back airs on. You're doing all good, and like, this person cannot get out of it, and then you trip. That's it. The combo's over. You didn't stop the combo. The game stopped the combo when it felt like it. And I mean, Brawl will probably forever be my favorite one because of the custom stage creator. I know that might be slightly biased, but I just really had too good of a time with that. So really, I mean, like, all in all, we probably had at least like over 1,000 hours in Brawl. Like, we had some sleepless nights with Brawl. Like, I really can't even describe just how much time we sank into that 3 years of Brawl. Like, it's crazy just how much time we sank into that game. So yeah, eventually moved on to Smash 4, and I do like Smash 4. I really do. It's a good game. I think it is a genuinely pretty good game. Again, I got kind of bored with it, but it's not a problem with the game. It's just a problem with me. Fighting games just don't hold my attention that well to begin with, excluding Brawl. But you know, that's for another reason. But my whole thing, and I thought this was just a complete deal breaker, and that is the fact that they changed up the way the custom stage creator worked in 4. But it ain't like a petty little minor change. Like, the way they changed it was an overhaul, and to be frank, I think it's quite terrible. I mean, you can do some pretty cool things with it, do not get me wrong, but my biggest issue with Smash 4's custom stage creator is the fact that, well, one, it runs pretty much strictly off of the stylus, and that kind of bothers me because I'm like, why can't I just use the D-pad or the left analog stick? I don't see what the problem is there. So that already bugged me. But it's the fact that it's a very unstable rehaul. Or rehaul, overall. Rehaul. My head, I'm sorry guys, my head hurts and I ain't feeling it. But
Jesus.
yeah, I ain't feeling the greatest. But to get back to Smash 4, I really didn't like how they overhauled it. Because, again, like I said, you had to use the stylus, pretty much strictly the stylus. Really had no room to use anything else, and like I said, it was really unstable. And to get back on that, the thing is, the biggest issue with that is, well, one, the fact that it seems like when you try to work with it sometimes it would just outright deny what you did, but other times, and this is just, I don't even know how Nintendo overlooked this, but it's the fact that the communication, the feedback to the player is so poor in Smash 4's version. Say you're making like a weird, kind of complex and kind of large design. Like you're trying to get creative with the level, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know you're getting pretty creative with it. You know you're trying to like make weird bumps in the terrain, and then you get to the end of it. You're drawing it out, and you get to the end where you're reconnecting all of it to bring it all back together, and then it says like this shape can't be made. But see, the thing that bothers me about that though is that the game doesn't alert you at any point when you're drawing it out that shape cannot be made. And I don't know, but that just really killed my vibe to play that game already. Because I mean, when I went out to play some Smash 4, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna make even more stages than before. Are you kidding me? Like even like way more than double the characters from Brawl, custom abilities, so I can change how I fight and increase the spectrum of possibilities. I'm like. Mm-hmm. Because when I saw Smash 4, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna soar with this game. And then I saw what they did with their rehaul, and it really just turned me off from the game. And I know it was kind of sad, because I'm like, I look at Brawl, I'm like, man, Brawl is so good, but it has all the, it gets me in this weird mix feel. I'm like, I want to play Smash 4 because it has all these extra characters in it, but I want to play Brawl because while it has, like, not even half of what 4 has, its custom stage creator is really good. And for me, the competition was built around my creativity. Because I'm like, I can create this new environment of fighting, I can do this, I can do that, It's like the competition, the competitive scene for me, was kind of creating my own competitive scene, if that makes sense, in Brawl. And that's what I found to be genuinely enjoyable from it. And for 4 to not really take that away, but to just rearrange it in such a state where it's just needlessly difficult to work with, it's just kind of like, it kind of broke my heart a little bit. But, I mean, I did shoot for an alternative for a temporary amount of time. I used to, I'm gonna say from about late 2015 to late 2016, actually. Used to play a lot of competitive Smash in Smash 4. Used to play it kind of seriously, but it kind of got to a certain point where it couldn't replicate that feeling that I had with Brawl anymore. And I was like, you know what? It's kind of time to let go. Like, sorry, Smash Bros. It's just kind of
sad. So sad.
Yeah. I'm like, you know what, Smash Bros. It's like, I know, like, it just changed a few things, but I'm just kind of like, you know what? This ain't what I played. Like, starting with Brawl, this ain't what I came to play Smash Bros. For anymore. I came in to have some good, casual, the competitive scene is built around your creativity kind of fun with it. And for that to be kind of sapped in a sense into a state that just like is not as user-friendly and just doesn't work as well as it was before, kind of just gave up on it. I can actually I can remember the last competitive game I played in Smash 4 was actually on the very last day of 2016. Like I'm talking like December 31st. And I was playing with my buddy Keon actually at very last game. I forgot who I was playing. I want to say Captain Falcon, but you know, we were playing and he was playing as Ganondorf actually. He grabbed me with his side B, dropped me off the stage, killed me, and he won the game in a cheap fashion, but he killed me, and since then I have never once played Smash Bros. Seriously anymore. I come in every once in a while, like, you know, because now my brother mods Smash Bros. So you know, the competitive scene in this one is kind of based on his modding scene with it, which, you know, I guess it kind of feels like somewhat of a return to form, but you know, it doesn't match that flexibility, if that makes sense. Either the creativity is technically heightened, or there's the variety rather. And again, it just kind of can reflect, you know, what I like to play Smash Bros. For. I mean, because to me, you know, albeit Brawl from a competitive standpoint was a complete downgrade from Super Smash Bros. Melee. In terms of, you know, like what I like to play Smash Bros. For, a casual, competitive experience, like Brawl defined Smash Brothers for me. And yeah. So that is my tale of Rob's journey with Smash Brothers, and now he's just kind of done with it now.